Hi, I'm Mike Weighell. We're here on the family farm on the northern edge of the North York Moors. We're a small 200-acre family farm growing winter wheat, winter barley, grass for the horsehair market and a small area of woodland. We're here today in one of our planted areas of woodland that we planted about 12 years ago. It came about by, in the late 1990s, farmers were encouraged to take out less productive areas of farmland, and I've been passionate about my trees, broadleaf trees and conifers, and I really wanted to get some more trees planted on the farm. We've got a couple areas of small old shelter belts, and I wanted to link those up with new plantings and taking less productive areas out of the arable rotation. We're on the northern edge of the North York Moors and we're about 10 miles from the North Sea, so we're quite exposed, and those shelter belts will be planted 120, 150 years ago, just along the becks and streams that we've got running through the farm. So planting the new areas has linked those areas of woodland up. We've got very small fields. The biggest field is about 30 acres and going down to a couple of acres. Good hedge boundaries all the way around, very good wildlife benefit on the farm, but adding these small areas of woodland has added to that wildlife benefit. So I got an invite through the post to go to this seminar up near Leyburn on the edge of the Yorkshire Dales about encouraging farmers to plant areas of woodland for timber production and take awkward areas of land out of your farming production. And I didn't really think that I was going to get the benefit of actually going to this seminar, because I'd actually done this 10 years previously. We're actually going to the seminar and talking to the Woodland Trust people there and other farmers and landowners. I could give quite a good perspective on what the Woodland Trust were trying to encourage farmers, because I'd done it 10 years previously. So I'm now getting the benefit of coppicing the small bird cherries and things like that. So they're about six inches in diameter, which is ideal size to coppice for my firewood for the wood burning boiler stove. I've got an old farmhouse, got it well insulated, and I used to have an open fire, and then about 5 years ago I got a freestanding 8 kilowatt log burner in the lounge, which meant I could reduce my oil usage considerably, dropped it by about 2/3. This last January, I installed a full wood burning boiler system, a Nordica Italian wood burning cooker stove. So I could then attach that to the existing oil central heating system. So now I don't use oil through the winter at all to heat the two-bedroomed farm cottage. Going on from the woodland plantings in the year 2000 and for the next 4 years, I then got very much more interested in the countryside stewardship schemes and the new entry-level and higher-level stewardship schemes that were coming out. So I then was able to link up the areas of woodland and put in wild bird seed mixes, pollen nectar-rich mixes and grass strips to link up the areas of new woodland planting on the farm to give a good wildlife corridor. And then I've got the benefit of sustainable wood fuel use. We've planted 3 areas up on permanent pasture, which gives shelter for the animals through spring when they're out, or autumn, especially when they've got young lambs in spring. I've got shelter for the young lambs, and then the other areas have been on the arable area, which also breaks the wind up a bit coming across the arable fields. Here we've got pheasant feeders around the wood here. I can just see a pheasant going over there looking at the feeder. And yes, we're a non-commercial shoot. It's just a few local farmers in the area, and it provides a good day's shooting. And the benefit now that we're seeing from the woodland 10-12 years on is that the pheasants hold in the warm woods much better than they used to on the farm, so we're getting a much better pheasant shooting and it adds to the variety of the farm itself, the visual impact and all the lovely autumn colours that we get. To look at the less productive arable areas on your farm, what you would like to do on your farm, whether you wanted to plant trees and have that additional income coming in from coppicing logs in 10-15 years time, and just look at it as a whole diverse system on your farm. More than happy now, because I've got this wood burning boiler stove in, the Woodland is coming very much into its own now, and instead of long-term timber production and getting big mature 40-year-old 50-year-old ash trees to take out for timber, I'm now looking at coppicing more and getting a lot more usable firewood from, you know, anything from year 7 onwards basically. The Woodland Trust is very good for farmers to get in touch with, to get advice on the best types of trees to plant on your farm, and depending whether you're in the south or in the north here, the different types of species that you want to be planting.